Hello, this is Michael, and today I will show you how to install Python on a 64-bit Windows machine. So first thing first, open up your web browser of choice. I like Chrome. Go to www.python.org, and from this download menu tab, you can click this button here, but this will actually download the 32-bit version, and I can show you real quickly here. If you were to then run this installer, you will see that it says 32 bits, 32 bits. But I'll show you where to get the 64-bit version after this, but it's going to look exactly the same as this. Remember to check the checkbox where it says add Python 3.7 to your path. So hit cancel. And from here, go down to Windows, and then we can use some of these options here. I'm going to be looking for this 64-bit executable installer to download the installer onto your local file system. However, you can also use the web-based, but I like to have the installer on the local file system in case I were to uninstall later on and I want to reinstall it. I have the files already. And when you run an installer, now I already have this installed on my system, but again, it looks exactly the same. You should see 64-bit, and on the bottom, check where it says add Python 3.7 to your path, and then hit the installer, not the custom one, but just the default, and it will run through the installation process. It's going to be really quick, and once you're done, it just says Python 3 has been installed. And then if you were to go into your start menu, you should see something called idle, which is a Python built-in terminal shell to execute some Python code. So when you run it, you should see up here that you have Python 3.7.3 installed, and now you're in the interpreter. And then from here, you can execute any Python command, like 1+1. You can say a print statement. So we run print by saying print function followed by a string. So hello world. And hit enter. And there you are. And you can also exit out of this interpreter by using this exit function command. And do you want to queue it? Yes. Now, you can also open up run Python from your command prompt. And to get into the Python interpreter, just type Python. And then now, as you can see, Python 3.7.3 is here. And we have this 3 forward triangles indicating that you are now in the interpreter. And again, we can run any Python command, and this should execute. And you can exit out of this by doing exit function, or you can do Control Z, and we're back into our normal command prompt. So you can do config, and you can exit just by typing exit without the parenthesis. And I prefer to use the Git Bash because it has more of a Linux feel to it, and it will mimic. It's an emulator that mimics almost like the Bash shell on the MacBook. So again, you can enter into Python interpreter by typing Python, and here we are. We're back here again. One other thing I want to show you is where this is running from, the interpreter itself. So we're going to go Control Z to get back to our normal state. So this is like the command prompt. And then if you were to type in which Python, then you can see this path here. If we were to then go to this path, open up your File Explorer. I believe because that was from their emulator of Bash shell, we need to replace these forward slashes with backslashes. That's how Windows does it. And let's get rid of this. Go here, like that. And as you can see, when I run that command, it opens up the interpreter. This is what that command when you type Python. When you type Python here, we are essentially executing the Python interpreter to open up for us to execute. And if you were to actually navigate to that folder, which is this, but again, we'll take off the Python.exe because I want to show you one last thing here. We'll go to this file path, the folder path. I'm going to exit out everything here. You get that command because we need to hit Control Z, and now we're no longer running any processes, and then you can safely exit out of this terminal. And again, if you were to open up command prompt and type in Python, it'll open up the interpreter. If you were to close it, and then run this executable here, Python.exe. Again, as you can see, we are actually just executing this executable when we run the command. All right, so that's it for this video. Next, we will be downloading a IDE or a code editor so that we can run our code more easily and get some nice highlighting and syntax and IntelliSense. So see you in the next video.